championship fights as well on this card. David, welcome back.
Look,
and again,
thank you for having us back. Look, I have to say there's a lot of treachery around boxing, and it can be a very risky business, like deep sea diving for the fighters and the promoters. So, I think it's really good to see what Eddie Hearn is doing for boxing and his longer term plan and expanding into the United States, etc. And the reason I say that is testament to his professionalism and honesty in a sport where it's rare, is that we can make a deal, a very complex 8-figure intercontinental deal in the space of 48 hours, and deal's done. That's quite unusual in a sport like this with all the risks involved. So that's a testament, I think, to what Eddie's doing, and I like his vision. And so we're grateful to be back here. This is the epicenter of heavyweight boxing in the world. Obviously, we came close against Anthony Joshua, didn't quite get the win. We'd love a rematch one day, perhaps with a different referee. But as Eddie said, I think the next biggest fight is Dillian Whyte. And so the Dillian Whyte fight has the magic 3 ingredients that I think make a fight pay-per-view worthy. 2 stars, both guys are now sort of household names in the UK. It's got parochialism, New Zealand versus England, and also, most importantly, it's a 50-50 fight. 2 different styles, and it could go either way. And I think the fans, they get excited about those 50-50 fights. So this is a special fight. It's probably one of the biggest heavyweight fights of the year, and we're excited to be part of it. And I personally believe that Joseph Parker will be too much for Dillian Whyte, but I'm sure Eddie has a different view to that.
I hope so. But I do think it's a great fight. And one guy that's going to be very important, Kevin Barry, is obviously waiting for Joseph in Las Vegas at the moment. But hear from Mark Tibbs firstly. Mark, spoke to you last night at York Hall, and you were really excited about this fight. That I think really the hard work that Dillian Whyte has put in has paid off, and now he gets his big chance.
Definitely, Eddie. Thanks again for exciting me as a trainer. I need a challenge as well, and this is Joseph Parker's. He's been a world champion, so it's another world champion for Dillian, and we know what we've got to do to steady him up, shake him up, and do something which ain't been done to him. So, yeah, I'm really excited, very excited.
I think the styles will gel really well in this fight. I think Joseph got to come to win this fight, obviously, and saw a great performance from Dillian against Lucas Brown. You see Dillian being able, like you said, to be the first man to potentially stop Joseph Parker?
Well, listen, I don't want to promise any KOs or stoppages, but what I will promise you, whatever Parker brings, whether he runs or whether he brings it, he's going to get steadied up. The old midriff is going to get touched, and he's going to get steadied up. But that's all, with all respect. He's a proper gentleman, but this is the fight game, and we're going to do the business, I promise you.
Thanks, Mark. Joseph, I have to give you a huge amount of respect. I know you just love to fight. You love to be in these big fights. We met yesterday. I really feel like you got the bit between your teeth. You want to prove a point back here. You don't have your World Championship belt anymore, but you want it back. And I get the feeling you're very excited about the Dillian Whyte fight.
Yeah, firstly, thank you all for making time to be here today for the announcement. It's good to be back here in the UK. I feel like I'm spending a lot more time here than I do at home, so that's a good thing. The last time I was here was a great experience fighting in Cardiff in front of all those people in the build-up to the fight, even though I didn't get the result that we wanted. But I feel like it's a great time now to come back, and both fighters have taken up this challenge. A lot of fighters avoid each other, but I feel like credit to Dillian and myself for putting our hands up to fight each other. We know that we're both young, hungry, we want to win. And I'd also like to give credit to my promoter, David Higgins, and also Eddie Hearn for making this deal happen very fast. Now I'm looking forward to going back to training and burning off the pies I ate in New Zealand, and then coming back in great shape to put on a great performance and get that win.
Both of you guys just hugely rated and highly ranked in all the governing bodies. Like we said to Dave, applying to the WBO for a final eliminator for this one. But this is just really the people's eliminator more than anything. The fans know that this is the big one. This is the fight outside of the World Championships that the winner has absolutely no route other than a World Championship fight.
Yeah, the winner, I think, is in pole position for a rematch with Anthony Joshua at some point in the future.
And Joseph, just finally, a great style for you in Dillian Whyte. I know, in some of your recent fights, you've had to box a little bit more than sometimes you like, but expect an explosive night on July.
I feel like it's going to be explosive. I've seen him fight. I respect him as a fighter, and he looked tremendous in his last fight. So, he sent me a message on Instagram saying he wants to go to war. So let's make it happen.
Dillian Whyte, you get your big night, if you like. Almost feels like a world title fight, to be honest with you. And it's been a frustrating period trying to secure these big fights, probably over the last 12 months. I feel as though you've called me 100 times and we've probably had 1,000 conference calls, but it's paid off, and now you really get your chance to shine on a massive stage.
Yeah, it's been frustrating, but I've also understand that these guys are in a position where they don't want to take risks because, obviously Joshua is there and Dillian Whyte is there, so guys prefer to sit down and wait 10, 12 months to 2 years before they get their chance. But I'm not about that. I'm here to fight, and I want to fight, and I want to give the fans big fights, and that's remember. And this is one of them. This is a great fight. I believe Joseph Parker, he'll be hungry, he'll be motivated. I just hope that he leaves his running shoes at home on July 28th and come to fight. Hopefully wear boxing boots instead of Asics running trainers.
Obviously, this fight particularly is hugely important. Like you said, many in your position would have just waited it out to try and get the fight. Do you feel the pressure in this fight, in that if you lose, those heavyweight world championship dreams are over?
No, listen, my whole career has been like that anyway. Every fight has always been against it. So I'm used to it now. Some fighters have an easy way set up for them. Other fighters is a bit more difficult. So I'm used to that. I don't pressure myself. I just go out there, do what I gotta do, get the win whichever way, whether it's by KO or I gotta box some way to a decision. I don't really care. It's just about getting the wins. You can only progress in a win. So for me, I don't care about what people say, what people think. I just go out there, do what I need to do. I'm very good at adapting and adjusting myself to the situation, whether they're running, whether they're fighting, tall fighter, short fighter, in the moment. So, I'm used.
And finally, we've tried to make all the big fights. The Wilder fight, of course. Respect to Joseph Parker for taking this fight. When we spoke on the phone, both of you accepting this fight very quickly. It shows the confidence and the willingness to put everything on the line.
Yeah, massive respect to him. He's young. He could have come back. He put up a decent performance last time. He had his moments in the fight with Joshua. He could have come back, had a couple of easy fights and eke his way back in. But he came back in, wants a big challenge. And he's stepping with me. But I think it's a big mistake him doing that. But I'm sure he believes different. I'm sure they've seen something in me that they think they can beat. But like I always say, everyone always think they can do this and do that. And then when they get there, they realise that, this dude is way better than what we think there is, and he's a hell of a lot stronger than what we think, so we'll see.
I'd like to appeal to the British Boxing Board of Control to please not select a referee from the Italian mafia. Perhaps someone more neutral would be nice this time round.
Well, he was neutral. We actually asked for neutral judges together. Unfortunately, we got someone who is...
He certainly didn't look it.
No.
We got some of the best referees in the world in the UK anyway, so that won't be an issue.
I think these guys might not get too close in the hugging stakes. I think this one's going to be an all-out war. We're going to have a head-to-head up here, then the guys will be available for one-on-ones. Just a few questions from Sky Sports News now coming in here.
Yeah.
Still, it's not about the WBC situation. You're still the champion. Is this the final playoff eliminator?
I don't know and I don't care, man. It's only a matter of time, All I got to do is just win, just keep winning, I don't really care. It's like, boxing's a funny business, and it's a funny business. We might win this one and they might call us to the world title. We might win and after another one after, another two. But for me, I'm fighting a high level, but my experience is still growing. It's still very inexperienced, so I don't mind. I just want to fight and just keep learning and keep improving. Every fight I'm getting better. The more fights I have, the more active I am, the better I am. I've already started this camp way, way better than I did last camp, and I'm excited. I'm progressing day in, day out, so it's just good to have fights there and have the platform. Obviously, Sky Sport and Matchroom BM, who is now made a few major moves, which is going to make it even more easier for me to fight more regular now, so it's great.
You call everyone out, you're happy to fight anyone. We've even seen cartoons of you. So is there respect to Parker for taking this fight?
Yeah, massive respect to him for taking this fight. You know, there's many guys who would even, you know, there's lots of guys who doesn't want it. You know, like, for instance, you know, Pulev, they won the bid and they're messing about. You know, so we'll see.
And Joe, I mean, I'll speak to you both in a bit one-to-one, but the love of the UK fans you had from the Anthony Joshua fight, was that a good reason to come back here as well?
It's a great reason to come back. We felt like we were welcomed. Felt a lot of love and support. And like Dillian, I just want to fight. You know, want to fight anyone and everyone.